Right lads, so you came to this video looking for a nice way to improve, okay? This is going to be the best video on YouTube about this. For Call of Duty, specifically Call of Duty, there's not going to be a better video, okay? So I'm going to slap you with 5 tips, okay? We're going to start off with this one, but trust me, the last one for you keyboard and mouse players, you will not know, okay? I'm not letting you skip to it, man. You got to give me that watch time, but I'll let you know it's at the end, okay? But all these tips combined, and this last one by itself will just give you that jaw-dropping experience if you don't know about it, okay? But starting off, you gotta aim train. No matter what, controller, keyboard, PlayStation, Xbox, PC, you gotta aim train. That's important. So, I would say, if you're on keyboard and mouse, you gotta do Kovacs, or you gotta do AimLab, okay? AimLab is free if you don't actually have an aim training software to use, and it's pretty good. It's what I'm using right now, because I feel as if it's more useful in COD than Kovacs is. Okay, but we're not going to get into that right now. We're not getting into a debate. Starting off, if you're on console and you don't have access to any of them, this is what you got to do. Okay, you got to get a map like Speedball. Docks is okay, a small map by the way. That's why we're Crash, Hackney Yard, Hill, King. Shipment is pretty good. Rust is pretty good. Is these small maps, okay? Free for all, you got to play it on free for all. Okay. You gotta go for 20 minutes, man. 20 or 15 minutes, man. 10 minutes, you're not gonna get good results. You gotta invest, and you gotta do it consistently every day or every other day. At the evening or in the morning or both. See what I'm doing? 20? If you're on console, do 10 minutes in the morning and 10 minutes before you go down. That really just hits your muscle memory, and it's like, right, we're going to bed. Remembering this, you know the way when you go to bed, you wake up the last thing you remember is the last thing you did. Okay? That's what you gotta remember. That's why you gotta use 20 minutes or 10 and 10. It's a split, okay? Because training your aim is really like going to the gym. It really is. You're literally training a muscle when you're aiming. It's training a certain muscle in your body to adapt to whatever you want it to do. And the only way you gotta do that for it to grow as a muscle is being consistent. Like, you don't rock up to the gym, stay 5 hours on a Monday, go home and don't show up till the next Monday. No, it doesn't work like that. You gotta be consistent like every day or every other day, and that's how you get fast results in the gym. The more often you go, the faster you build the muscle. It's literally that simple, okay? You want to play with your radar always on. This is a big tip, because when you're warming up and you can increase your speed from how fast your eyes can be looking at your gun to the map, and then analyze the situation. Okay, there's a guy around that corner. Okay, there's 3 guys on this head glitch, you know, if you know the map, okay? So you've been able to swap your eyes between the mini-map up here and back to your crosshair. The faster you can do that and pick up the information at the same time is going to be fast. So you want to be training that as well. Okay, that's slept on. That's something I figured out. I didn't get that from a video on one of these tip videos. So that's how you know the information right here is from experience and not from me clicking on 3 other YouTube videos that probably ranked above this. Okay? This is all coming from what I know and what I do to get better. Gameplay. You want to put on your max ammo mags just so you're not running out of bullets and no kill streaks. And probably rock scavenger so you're not running out of ammo. Okay? For this next tip, we're going to hop into the gameplay. Right. I'm gonna rock PP19 Bison real quick. I'm gonna just plug myself really quick up the top right. By the end of this video, like, we're gonna tag the PP19 because this thing shreds. So if you really want to do that, if you like the gun that I'm using in the gameplay, basically, it's up the top right. Okay, this is a live commentary, so we're gonna get straight into it with this next tip. Okay, what it is, okay, is centering, and you're gonna see me do it right now. Okay, playing in 6 bots, by the way. You haven't heard of centering, which is probably unlikely. You probably got it in the video you watched before this if you did. But if you don't know, I'm just going to break it down real quick better than everybody else. Okay? Centering, first of all, was been around since Black in the Black Ops 2 days. Okay, I know my shit. Maybe Black Ops 1, maybe, like, you know, I don't know that. I haven't played multiplayer on Black Ops 1. But Black Ops 2, definitely. Okay? And when you're hip firing, you want your dot to be centered on wherever you think the guy is going to be coming from. So for me, it's this corner. This guy's around this corner. Okay, he's dead. You're seeing a guy here. You get me? It's just easier to track. It's literally just tracking potential spawns or potential head glitches, whatever it might be, you know? For me, it's got to be this left peek. You get me? You're just walking and you're just snapping to people. It's how you get that snappy aim, okay? Oh, my tracking was horrible there, okay? But It's especially going around corners. It's so effective. And the main reason it actually came about, if you didn't know, because a lot of people weren't from the era that I was from, and the people that I played with were actually really good back in the day on the PlayStation 3 days with the nasty lobbies in Black Ops. You know, where everyone rips into everyone. Them lobbies, okay? They're just not around anymore. The good lobbies, the good times, okay? But basically, when you're running, it originated because when you're running on a controller, okay, and you aim in, you get aim like rotation, like it'll snap to somebody. When you aim in, it'll pull to this guy, his target. When you aim in about here on him, it will just pull to him. Your aim assist does all the work, okay? So when you have your dot on someone, your aim assist used to be so overpowered back in the day because Activision didn't know about this, okay? Because like YouTube wasn't really, well, it was popping. YouTube was popping, but it wasn't big, if you get me. In the Black Ops 2 days, it was really just starting off. You get me? Like the likes of gaming and YouTube was still getting bigger today, but it was only like, you know, it wasn't as inventive and as creative as it was today with tip videos and stuff. There was loads of zombie stuff I remember, but I don't know. That could be different for you than me, but that's all I remember from it. Okay, so Activision weren't able to like watch YouTube videos and pick shit up like that. We got that anyway, right? Centering, it's important. The next thing is right. Oh, I just got out of stroke. Okay, right hand peaks. Okay, right hand peaks give you every kind of advantage you need in a fight. Like literally every advantage. Because 9 times out of 10, like right now, when I have right hand peak, I give him left hand peak. So it's like I get an advantage while giving him a disadvantage. You get me? Right hand peak, by the way, is so overpowered because you can see them and they can't see you because the gun is in your right hand. So the way angles and shit work, you can see them without them seeing you. In this game, it's overpowered as well. It's just whatever it is. In every COD, obviously, you want to be doing it, but it's something about this COD that makes it so like overpowered. Unfortunately, though, I don't have anyone with me right now to kind of show off how overpowered it is, like them shooting me while I can't see them, like on an angle. I don't have anyone that I can do that with right now, so just gonna have to take my word for it. But basically, this is a tip you won't hear anywhere else, okay? Because I kind of just thought of it right there, so I'm gonna throw it in as a bonus tip, okay? There is another tip after this, but I'm just gonna throw this in real quick. Basically, if you think about it, the chances of you winning a fight, okay, like literally the structure of how to win a fight, like a gunfight, like what we're doing here, like shooting people basically in this game or in any game, is literally comes down to, do you have more advantages than they do? So right now I have right hand peak, okay, I can jump shot, and now I've got the first shot off, okay. There's so many advantages right there, okay, that I had. So there's 3 advantages. What advantage did he have? None. He didn't get the first shot off. He didn't have right hand peak. He had a riot shield. That's what his play was, okay? So I had more advantages than he did. So therefore I win the fight. It literally comes down to, it's that simple. Just gotta focus on giving yourself as much advantages as possible, and then you win. Literally that simple, okay? Just give yourself as much advantages while you're giving him as much disadvantages. So every time you get something positive, you want to be giving him something negative. In a weird way of saying it, basically. You know, that's the way you gotta play it, okay? But next tip, okay? You wanna, hold on, mate. You wanna not drop shot in this COD specifically, because the time to kill in Modern Warfare games over COD games, especially this game, is so much faster. Like, look, it's like killing in 2-3 shots. It's realistic, kind of. You get me? So, hold on. Oh, why did they get bots the permission to use shields? Right. Anyway, I was saying, you don't want to drop shot because the first thing someone sees in the drop shot, look, 1 shot. That's a shotgun. Look how far that was. He hit me twice. I'm almost dead. And that's like 15 meters away, okay? That's how powerful or unpowerful drop shotting is. Like, you can't. I did it on that guy because he wasn't looking at me. They're bots, man, right? But don't do it, okay? You just don't want to drop shot. You want to be doing this kind of shit. You know, the slide jumping, because you're more mobile. Like, I'm prone here, okay? There's a guy behind me, like prone blocked. Okay, there's so much shit. If I don't know where I'm getting shot from, but okay. But that is just such a disadvantage over something like that, like a head glitch, a jump shot, because he used to look up then to track you. and then when you come down, he's to follow you. And if you even jump into a slide like that, then he's to go from looking up here at you. Oh man, let me do my blading. You're looking at him, and then he comes down, you get me? And he's sliding at you. And if people on low sense, you're just messing them up, you know, because they can't do that fast, especially on a stick or on a mouse. It's even harder to track like that. But you know, it's things like giving yourself advantages like that. Like, you can see me here, I go prone when I'm reloading, because if somebody comes around the corner, the reason I have that built into my muscle memory is because if someone comes around the corner, if I'm standing like this, they're gonna see me. But if I'm prone, there's a chance they might not see me and I get the reload off. You get me? That's like, again, looking for every little advantage I can get. That's how you get good. Especially your aim. Just a lot of them tips, man. You gotta write these tips down. It's just real information, you know? This isn't like, no, just tip video. This is information. Like, we're doing it differently over here. We're not just doing it for the clicks, you get me? We're actually doing it to put this information out there. And that's why we're gonna grow. So, you know, if you made it this far, you're gonna hear this last tip and you're gonna probably sub, like, you know you want to. Okay? If you hear this next tip, you're gonna sub, okay? If you're mouse and keyboard, anyway. If you're controlling, man, it's probably time that you're gonna click off, so I'm gonna say goodbye to you. But, you know, come on, man. You know you want to sub. We're doing shit over here that nobody else is doing. We're actually reading the comments. Like, when I say comment on a video, like drop a comment, I'm not just saying it for the sake of my algorithm. I'm actually saying it because I genuinely want to read. Like, if you want to tell me how your day is, go ahead. You want to say hi, you know, drop it below, man. I'm going to be reading that shit. You know, I will reply. 9 times out of 10, you're getting a reply from me. Okay, drop your requests. Whatever request gets the top comment, I will look into it, okay? But we're gonna go back to the lobby for this last tip real quick, okay? Good luck. Right, so we somehow made it back out of the lobby of bots to this menu, okay, which is in settings, and it's more than likely, if you're on a PC, the first option, okay? I don't know what it's like for console, but I'm not gonna go into it giving you directions. It's easy to find out. Just have a little scroll around, okay? Mouse sensitivity, you gotta ignore that. For me, whatever yours is, you know what it is, okay? But mine is very low because I'm on a high DPI, okay? These, you gotta make sure all these settings are on 1, okay? I'm just gonna fly through this real quick, but make sure all these are on 1. If they're not on 1, you gotta put them on 1. Then you gotta stick on relative. Okay, what relative does, look at legacy first, okay? When aiming down sights, your rotation speed is reduced based on your new field of view. Your new field of view. So for different FOVs, you're gonna have a different sensitivity. You get me? So when you're on a sniper scope, it's gonna feel different than when it's on a ACOG scope. Well, there's no ACOG in this card, but the VLK, the Corp Combat Holo, the GI Mini, every scope in the game. And if you know your guns and you know how many scopes there are in this game, every one of them has a different sensitivity when you play on Legacy. But when you play on Relative, oh, it's different. It tries to make everything 1-to-1, and it does that by using a monitor distance coefficient, by knowing the dimensions of my screen, you get me? So that's what this is. Okay, we're going to skip this for a minute, okay? Relative and a 1.33 because value is based on a 16:9 screen monitor. Okay? That's what 1.33 is. If you don't know what your dimensions are, I can't tell you. Like, you gotta go looking around, you gotta find your TV, and even on Amazon, if you search your TV makeup and the brand, the code number, whatever, go into the description, you might be able to find it, because that's how I was able to find mine, to know it was 16:9. But basically anything with the same shape as like a YouTube video thumbnail, that's a 16:9. There's also 4:3, which I'm pretty sure is like a widescreen monitor. You know, it's wide from left to right, but just figure that out. That's important. I figured out as well, if you put this to 0, it is the same as playing on Legacy, because see the way in Legacy it doesn't use this. Okay? It's like, this doesn't, even though it says 1.3G, it's locked. It's not being used. Okay? On Relative though, if you put that to 0, it's literally the same thing as playing Legacy. I've heard rumors that Legacy is broken, so if you don't want to play Legacy, I suggest doing that. Like, or sorry, if you don't want to play Relative, but you want to have that 1-to-1 across every gun, put it on 0. But your sensitivity will feel slow, and it doesn't feel right because it doesn't have the right coefficients in it. But it's like playing a more consistent Legacy. So if you don't know, if you cannot find this number, put it on 0. Okay, and gradual. I just feel comfortable. If you're on instant, good man yourself, good woman yourself. You're one step ahead of me. because I just don't feel like swapping. I'm comfortable with gradual. Instant though is more consistent. Your flicks are going to be more consistent, so stay on that. The science behind me using 0.5, okay, this might seem high to you, but I'm using a low sense here, so it's not as high as the average. Even if you do take the DPI and like if I half my DPI and double my sense, so 800 DPI, that's a 5 sensitivity, that's still pretty low, you get me? So the science behind it being 0.5, because 0.5 represents 50%, so that means that is half of what this is. So let's say here, okay, between M and C for me, it's like moving 4 centimeters. Okay, these aren't real numbers, this is just to show the example. So hip fire from M to C is 4 centimeters. Okay, so I flick back and forth, it's 4 centimeters every time. Okay, and then if I ADS, because this is set as half, okay, it's 8 centimeters. It's double because it's half the sensitivity, so it's just easier. It's an equal number for my muscle memory to adapt to and learn and remember. And I do that with all the games, no matter what you're playing. That is such a good strategy to have, okay? But you have to have a low hip fire for it to work. And that was perfectly fine with me, and I'm playing a lot better now that I have it like that. And that is a very good tip. If you're still trying to find your sensitivity and stuff, try that. And make sure everything's 0, disabled. Don't want any of this on, okay? If you liked, man, if you made it this far, man, yeah, no, you have to subscribe. I know I keep plugging it, man, but I'm 17 subscribers strong, and we're trying to get a family grown. Okay, we're in a nice little... This is where everything's going to be going down in a few years. Okay, we're just going to keep growing this channel. We're going to put everything into it. We're giving you the best information from the heart, from the mind, science applied, okay? That's what we're trying to build here, is everything is going to be... The science is going to be applied to it, okay? There's just going to be no, like, this... I think this is good, you know? It's good or it's bad, and we're giving you straight answers and not guesswork. So if you want to, like, hear more stuff like that, you got to subscribe. Leave comments below and let me know how your day went, first of all. Okay, let me know if I made your day better, or, you know, just whatever. And then second of all, leave the requests, because we're going to be doing them. Whatever you leave, and if it seems like a lot of people want it, I'm going to do it. So hopefully we can get something going. Anyway, I'm out. Good luck. Have a nice day.